Alright, this is my um this is my comprehensive king guide for my friend Harold. Now, I won't lie, I have tried to record this for the past probably 40 minutes. The first time I tried to record it, I recorded 20 minutes and I was muted. And then the second time I wasn't loud enough. Um Actually, real quick, and I hate to do this now at the beginning. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the audio down. At least of the game music. Love the game music in this game. It's fantastic. Very big fan. That's crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright, hopefully the audio mixes well. I'm gonna review it after this, and hopefully I like what I hear. So yeah, here we are. Third time's the charm. First thing I would like to note is that you're gonna pick left side immediately because that's more comfortable for you, or at least that is for me. And second of all, my king character I think looks pretty cool. So essentially what this guide's purpose is to kind of serve a general skill set. Like, you can watch this and gain a general skill set of like what highs you should use, what mids you should use, what lows you should use, and what throws you should use. I'm not going to cover like everything in terms of input. This is mostly going to be kind of like a proof of concept, kind of beginner friendly, easy to approach kind of guide. So first thing I'm going to cover are your highs. Now, Tekken has really important jabs. Now everybody's jab is 10 frames I think for jacks, but everybody's jab is plus on block, it's plus 1. So that includes kings. If you do jab and it hits, you're plus 8. If you jab and it's blocked, you're plus 1. So that means you can do jab again. If they stand, and they don't duck like I had that guy to do, you're plus 1 again. If they press a button and it doesn't like duck them or make them avoid highs in any way, then you'll be plus 8. So this is kind of one of the first things you learn in Tekken is like how you're actually going to approach your opponent. So a lot of people, let's say, will do stand and then they'll duck, or what they'll do is they'll stand and then after they block a jab or a button, they'll immediately do their quickest mid. Everybody's quickest mid is 13 frames, at least as far as I know. So King's fastest 13 frame mid, well, fastest 13 frame, whatever. His fastest mid is down forward 2, or down triangle for PlayStation users. It's plus 4 on block, so that means you can do it again. On counter hit, so if they were to press a button, let's say, you'll get this pretty basic combo. You can do something better there, I'm sure, but that's just a kind of basic like how this works. You've got 1-2. That's important. It jails, so your opponent can't block the second part of the string. You've got 1-2-1. If they try and jab out of 1-2, or like throw out like a 14 frame mid, I'm not sure of the exact frame data, but if they throw out a slow mid or try and step, they can get caught by that second, or rather third attack. You've got 2-2-1. 2-1 is high mid. I like it. I think, especially if you do 2-2-1, this can counter hit you like 25 damage. It's honestly just a really nice, like, kind of mid-high you can use. Kind of hard to punish too. Mids to use, you've got down forward 2, like I said. You've got down forward 1. Down forward 1-2 is really nice. You can do down forward 1 after you hit down forward 2 because it's plus 4. So if your opponent does jab, you'll trade. That's what that means. Because everybody's fastest jab is 10 frames. So that means that if you're plus 8, you can do an 18 frame move, and if they press any buttons, you'll trade. Basically explain that. Now you've got down forward 1. Down forward 1, as far as I know, I think if the first hit lands, they can't block the second. So yeah, that's guaranteed. Now you can delay this, which is really nice. So you can do down forward 1-2, and if it hits, you get big damage. Or you can delay it. Let's say they block the down forward 1, and you're -1, so most people will contest, and you can actually delay the 2, and that shit will hit them. It's actually really nice to kind of like surprise your opponent with, and then you're +5. So it's really nice to kind of keep in mind. You always want to be employing some sort of mix-up. You know, try and keep your opponent on their toes. God, dude, I just looked at King's toes. Sorry. Other mid. This is also really important because this is a heat engager. This is 2-1, forward 2-1. Sorry. And if it hits counter hit, it's guaranteed. So you get an immediate heat engager. Oh my gosh, darn it! Stop blocking. And then when you're in heat, you're a very happy man because you're +17 there. So you can kind of do whatever you want. You can body check, you can throw, really whatever you want. You're plus enough to do kind of bullshit. But people like to try and activate heat after you activate heat, so they're kind of on an equal playing field. So I found that if you do get heat off and it hits them or they block it, just do it again. It's really good. It's really good. Especially after this too, because people just love to press heat, and your heat button will break their hyper armor that they have in their heat. So it's good to know. Forward 3 +2 is a really good mid because its hit's confirmable and it's safe. So I think it's -8. We can check that real quick. Yep. Oh, dude, look at me. I'm a king main, dude. And if you press 1 +2 as it hits, you get this sort of knockdown, and it's got really good Oki here because you can do a lot of different approach. If they do get up kick, you can actually hop knee them out of it. So I'll show that real quick. Like I said, this is kind of what I meant by proof of concept. Look, man, I'm not perfect. All right, no. Hop knee, and then you can do whatever sort of combo you want to afterwards. Yeah, like that's one thing that a lot of people don't notice about King is that he has really, really, really gross Oki sometimes in terms of like he can keep you guessing, and if you like quick rise, you can get hit by hop knee and just take a bunch more damage. Hop knee is a mid. It is -13 on block, so you can be punished for it big time. I'm not saying don't use it. You should use it. Every tool is a tool that should be used, and you can use it to whiff punish quite well as well. So if you see your opponent whiff like down forward 1, you can just hop knee, you know. Shove is really good. I really like using shove after doing like down forward 1. Because it'll counter hit, and if it counter hits, it won't always counter hit, obviously, that depends on what your opponent's going to do. Then you get this. This is back 3, and if it lands and you hit confirm it, you see it didn't land. You just press 1 +2, and you go into that sort of leg drop, and then if they do get up kick or whatever it may be, you can continue to flow your sort of damage. What are the lows? This is really good. This is forward 4. It's 18 frames, so it's a little slower, so, you know, be careful about how you approach with it. But it's homing, so if you see your opponent trying to sidestep your jabs or your down forward 1 a lot, you can kind of throw this out, and if it knocks them down, great. You get a little bit of Oki. Lows to cover, down forward 3, I think, or not down forward 3. Sorry, I'm trash. Down 3 is really nice. It's 17 frames, so it's relatively fast for a low. It's +1. That doesn't mean you can do like crazy stuff out of it, but that does mean you can kind of jab out of it, and if they jab, you win. You can. It's not like a ridiculously nice plus, so you do kind of have to recognize that there's risk involved in pressing, because they could step it and then launch you. But it is something to keep in mind. You've also got alley kicks. Alley kicks are -9 on hit, and I think even on counter hit, that was counter hit. So you can do another alley kick, and I think that's guaranteed. but if it's blocked, I think it's like minus 18 or something. So they can launch you big time, and you don't want to be taking all this damage. Yeah, minus 25. Nobody wants to die. So be careful how you use it. I recommend kind of using it on Wake Up, just kind of a little bit of extra damage after you knock your opponent down. So like if I do run and grab, I could do down 3. That's good. If they do quick rise, employ your lows, use them. Always keep your opponent guessing. This is dropkick. It's risky and it's super slow. So if your opponent does do a mid, they can float you out of it. I don't recommend using it all the time, but it is something to keep in mind. Throws. You've got Giant Swing. Giant Swing is good. I'm not gonna really go over the motion input just because that's the stuff that you're gonna have to practice and get, down yourself. Giant Swing, you don't get any Oki, but if your back is to the wall, so let's say me and his position are reversed, and can I just get you to stand block, please? New Giant Swing, they can't tech roll the additional damage, so you get big damage. Giant Swing is super good, super important. Generic throws can be broken with 1 or 2. I don't recommend using them all the time. You should be using your king throws. I mean, that's why you picked him. But everything is a tool, I guess. So use them. You've also got, I don't know, this is something neat. Alright, man. But it's good. You can do cannonball out of this, and if they kind of stand block, you've got some good sort of whiff punish potential there. T1 Twister, this is a 2 break, so if your opponent tends to break 1, hit him with a 2 break throw. Shining Wizard, get good at doing this because it is a 10 frame throw, so if you can get good at doing the while running input, you've got a really efficient tool to use in neutral. Because you can do this after your opponent gets hit by pretty much anything. +4, I mean, might as well do it. 1+2, right? So 1+2 break, so it's hard to kind of react to. Another mid I really should just throw in here is down back 2. It's slow, but it does launch, so it is something to keep in mind. Other throws. I really like using this throw. Don't know what it's called. Up forward 1+2 at the wall. Because it's really threatening. You can enforce with mids, like go down forward 1 bunch, and just kind of get them scared of it. And then once they start stand blocking, you do this, and then you get your big wall throw damage. That's hard to do, so if you want an easier way to do that, you can just do generic throw, triangle +2, or sorry, triangle plus circle on PlayStation 2+4. I'm still relatively new to Tekken, so please do give me a break. Cut me some slack, as it were. What else should I cover? Oh, his chain throws, yeah. Pretty important part of the character. So, don't do the chain throws all the time. That's a really, big mistake, because a lot of them, people will react to you doing this, or you doing this. Now, you can cancel this by holding back. This is sidestep plus 2+4. No, 3. 2 plus. Hold on. 2+4. Yeah. Sidestep 2+4. And they can kind of recognize the movement and then react to it and then duck and then launch you. So don't do them all the time, but if you have your opponent in situations like this is especially good for it, this knockdown here, and then you can go into your chain throw. I like doing the wave dash there, but you can do all sorts of stuff there. You can do standing heel hold as well. Now, I'm a scrub, so I don't know the inputs, so I just mash all the buttons at once. I'm currently pressing my left bumper on DualShock controller for this. Learn the inputs if you want to be good, but for me, I'll just be content with being semi-decent. Oh yeah, Jaguar step chain throw. I have this is a little tip for beginner players. If you're having trouble approaching the hard button presses, like doing Jaguar step into whatever this is, don't remember the name, where it's like square circle on your pad, and that's kind of hard for you to do with your fingers. What I recommend is that you bind that to one of your bumpers or one of your triggers, whichever one is more comfortable for you. For me, I have square, circle, also known as 1+4, bound to my right bumper. So, and I have a Jaguar step bound to my left trigger, so I can do Jaguar step relatively easy. So yeah, just a little tip for you. Use your binds, they're important, they're a tool. I was afraid of them at first, but I used them, and now look at my cool king throws, dude! I'm so good at the game! Alright. What should I close off with? Heat. Heat is big. Very important part of the game. Some people complain about it. Some people don't. I like it. I think it adds a nice element, and it's cool looking. Really. It kind of makes my game stutter, but it's cool looking. So, this is your heat smash, I think is what they call that. That does a shit ton of damage, and you can use that after pretty much anything, because it is a power crush. I'm not sure if it's a power crush, but it's 17 frames. I think it's a power crush. I'm not sure, but it's relatively quick. So if you do hit something like body check where you're +7, this will absolutely obliterate their health bar. Also, people like to, if you do your heat engager attack like this, they'll try and like block and then do theirs, which does give them hyper armor, right? But yours will break hyper armor moves. So people tend to kind of wait and then do their heat engager, but that's a good way to deal with it. You can also deal with it with throws. So if he blocks, I'm not gonna go through this. That's too much. It's not comprehensive. Don't worry about it. But to recap, use your highs. You got 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. They're strings. They're great. Heat engager is 2, 1. Oh, I need to cover Jaguar Sprint. So Jaguar Sprint is forward 3+4. This has hyper armor when you are in heat. And you can do your throw out of this. If you're in heat, this actually recharges how much heat you have. If they start ducking the throw, or you think they're gonna duck the throw, you can do this, and you get a nice little cheeky combo. What else? We've also got this. I think this is a homing. No, that's his drop kick. That's 3. No, yeah, that's 3. So Jaguar Sprint into 3 gives you this low. It leaves you knocked down, so I don't know how good that would be, but I think 4 is a homing mid. Yeah, that's good. So if your opponent likes to step, to avoid the mid like combo launcher, then you can hit him with this big old boot. I think that's kind of it, man. I think I did a pretty good job. So yeah, hopefully that'll help you.